Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey ho, hey ho. For my hat. Hey everybody, it's cold today. Holy smokes. Hey Lynn, how are you? And yes, cold enough for you? Yes, it's more than cold enough for me, considering what happened to me today. I went out to run a couple errands, and on the way out, the door was frozen open. So Miss Christie said, okay, don't worry, I will get the hairdryer and do it. And so I came home. Miss Christie had locked the top lock, which was normally what we do. And my key wouldn't even go into the cylinder. So I'm like, uh-oh, nah. So I'm banging on the door, and Miss Christie didn't hear. So I went around the other side, and I tried to get in the back door, and the lock cylinder was frozen as well. So I had to bang on the door till Wee Beast heard me. And Wee Beast is sick today. Wee Beast has got strep throat. He was in lots of pain today, so he was, he was in a lot of pain today. And woke up the last couple of days, last couple of mornings, eh? He woke lots of pain. Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. Doop, doop, doop. You gonna say hi, or are you just gonna ring my bell? Bing, bing, bling, ding.
Ringing your bell.
So I'm wearing my Hey Ho Festival toque because I'm cold. I'm very cold. Justin says hi, Miss Christie.
Hello.
And so it was, and then it was cold today. I was out, and had to work on the locks and get them open and that. So, you know what? Wee Beast is really last couple of days, about 5 o'clock in the morning, he's woken up. He's not a kid that that has he's okay with having his tears, but he was in a lot of pain yesterday and today, and we actually took some pictures and sent it off to my doctor, Dr. Basali, and Dr. Basali went, yeah, he's got strep throat. And then he asked me about me, and I said, I got kind of a sore throat too, so now that's what it is. So let's put these on. My glasses don't match my hat. Yasminka has the most fantastic tomato soup for dinner. She loved it. Well, hey ho to that. I'm glad Yasminka liked the tomato soup.
I wonder if she'd like it better with a dill bagel.
Oh yeah, Miss Christie made dill bagels.
Actually,
And
you made the dill
I made the dill bagels. So, Albert, I'll drop off bagels after the show tonight. I should have done it tonight, earlier. Sorry. I was supposed to, but I was locked out of my own house. I'm glad she loved the tomato soup because I made the tomato soup. Boo, boo. These glasses do not match this hat, hey?
I think it's fine.
Do you think it's fine?
Yeah.
I don't care, really. But they're both dirty. They're both full of cat hair.
Look at Valentine's Day. Pink is matched with red all the time.
That's right. Pink is matched with red. Pink is matched with... Oh, and guess what? I went and got... So, a couple people, Ryan Pandolfi from the Pandolfi Initiative, and Leslie Candy and Justin have sent me a donation for the books, and I went shopping for books today, and I got some good books, man. I got some good books. So here we go. We'll read this one, but we're going to read this one first. Let me check this out first. My little Yaz buddy lent me this book. I think we should. Should we read this one first, or does it say it? That's what we'll do. So, Yaz lent me this book called Little Owl, Little Owl. We'll read this too. And it's written by Alexandra Froese. How do you say that, do you think? Froese? Oh, it's Froese. Let's say it's Froese because it's cold. And then Crystal Carrette. And Crystal Carrette is actually a friend of Yaz's mom and dad. So then she did the drawing for this. So here we go. It's called Little Owl, Little Owl. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Let's read this. Albert Wright. Oh, no. Oh, I hope that's for Wee Beast being sick and not for Little Owl, Little... We're going to read Little Owl, Little Owl.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, not the Little Owl. You know what you're thinking? I know what you're thinking. Who's reading Little Owl? Who's reading Little Owl? Little Owl.
I wasn't. I was thinking maybe he would prefer if we read Big Owl, Big Owl.
Big Owl, Big Owl.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to read because when I ask you for stuff, you're little scowl.
I do get a little scowl.
Oh, you get a huge scowl. You get ones that these creases right here. When I go, can I have a puppy? And you're like, no. And then you realize I'm not joking. You're like, no. Feel better soon. You're laying in bed with a hurt leg. Oh no! And then what happened? If you're delivering bagels, do you need my address? No, because there's 2. Barb. Bagel, bagel. Little owl, little owl. What is that little noise? Do you know what owls... Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, I gotta take a... Oh.
Maybe we should auction off some bagels for...
charity.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain is just too fast right now.
Yeah.
It's just going...
That's why I was trying to shift your gears.
You shift my gears a little bit? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, sometimes my brain gets going so fast that... I heard you on CJOB. You didn't sound like you had a bad cold. You sounded great, and now you sound wonderful. Oh, thank you. I had a stuffy in my head, kind of a cold more, and my nose is like this right now, like so. I was playing Disney on Ice in the work parking lot and did a Bambi. Oh man, perfect. Let me see what's going on, and you sound well too. Thanks. Maureen, that was Maureen. I was on CGOB today talking to Jeff Courier, and Weebeast and I went and got a COVID test because Weebeast's throat was very sore, and I'm just gonna get my brain to focus on the book. But Weebeast and I went for a COVID test, and we thought, oh, it's gonna be, we've heard 4-hour lineups at the drive-in and things like that, and guess what? Nobody. We were the only ones there. It was at first we thought it was closed until we saw the security people, and so we drove up to the. So there was security outside and insecurity inside. So I drove up to the door and nobody's answering. So Weeby says, "Honk the horn." So I honk the horn, and the door opens up, and they're wearing masks and stuff, and not Spider-Man and stuff, but you know what I mean. Masks, and I said, oh, sorry, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. She said, oh, no, you're supposed to, we have to honk the horn. Nobody was coming, so we were all sitting in the back. So I went through there. We drove into this sort of I think it's an MPI, an old MPI building. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. And so we got there, and we were the only ones, and she said, okay, why are you here? And I said, well, Weebeast has got a really sore throat and that, and no fever though, but he was kind of achy and sleepy and stuff. So we thought, oh yeah, Miss Christie, we showed us the test that you take. Yeah, should you go? So it said go get checked out. So we went and checked out, and she goes, okay. And then she goes, oh, I know who you are. You're friends of Gordon Glazner. And I said, I am. And that was his friend. So she was the nurse, and they take a thing. I don't know if you've ever had one, but they take a thing, not a thing. They don't just randomly grab a hockey stick or a shovel and put it up your nose, but they take a swab, a cotton swab. It doesn't feel like cotton, and they poke and they slide it into your nose, and it's like this long, like it's this long, and they slide into your nose. And you're thinking, oh, okay, well that's probably as far as it can go. Hey, like that's probably as far as it can go. And then they go a little bit more, and her hand is getting closer and closer to my face, and I thought, this is a cool magic trick. Like, I didn't know I could fit this up my nose. And then it went all the way up, and it poked the part of me that used to like to do long division. And then she brought it out, and actually it seemed to take longer to come out than my nose. She was putting it up. I actually thought it was going to come out this side. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And it didn't hurt or anything. I didn't even take off. It was kind of weird. She goes, oh, here's a Kleenex because your eyes are going to water. Why are my eyes? Oh, yeah, you're right. There they come. And then we got her Weebeast. They did the same thing. And then she was a nurse and a friend, so she said, oh, let me look at Weebeast's throat. So Weebeast was like that, and he goes, and then she goes, you have to take your mask off. I'm like, oh, okay. So she takes his mask off, and then she goes, and she looks in with her phone and her flashlight, and she goes, oh, yeah, it definitely got strep throat, because it's got little white marks on his tonsilly thingies, right? So we went today. I called my doctor today, and we did an over the phone kind of a thing, and we got a prescription, and that was it. And we got our results back. We are COVID negative, so that's pretty cool. That's my story. That was it. That was my COVID adventure yesterday. And so I went, and I decided to get, because I've been sort of feeling a little short of breath, and my head has been sort of thick, and I don't have a little bit of a tickle. But I'll take a nose swab over the sprained hip and leg any day. Oh, for sure, definitely. I did a nose swab one time when I was a kid. When I was picking my dad slammed on the brake like that, and I went oop, like that. So anyway, I know we got to read. Miss Christie's saying we got to. Oh, Joanne's here, so we can read now. Well, I hope you sprained your hip. How do you sprain your hip? How do you sprain your hip? I didn't know you could sprain your hip. I guess it's a. Miss Christie's saying the read. She's like, it's little owl. What is that little noise? Don't you know that owls give a great big deep hoots? Little girl. Owls make different types of noises, like cuckoo call is unique to me because I am a burrowing owl. Dee. Little owl, what are you doing in the field with the cows? Don't you know that owls belong in the forest? Well, that's not true, because that owl used to live across the street from us, remember?
Yes.
Big owl. That was a big owl.
There was a little forest across the street from us, though.
Yeah, there was. It was an empty lot, but it looked like a little forest, right?
Yeah,
for sure. Awesome news. Weebeast needs a puppy. Yes, please bring a puppy. I'm not asking for a puppy, Christy. I am Miss Christie. I am not asking for a puppy. If you have a puppy, you don't need a doctor. That's science.
That is not.
That
science.
is totally
that is not science.
Science.
You need to read your book.
Okay. Science.
No.
Little girl. Owls live in all different types of places. I live in the grasslands where the cows roam and keep the grass nice and short. This keeps a clear view of my home, so I can keep an eye out for sneaky intruders. Now, do you see the sneaky intruder, Miss Christie? It's not a cow. You see what it is?
Oh yeah, there's a fox.
There's a fox right there.
Oh, give me a home
where the cows roam, and the
and
deer and the antelope play.
Where
It is heard a discouraging word, and the owls are okay to play hay. Little owl, why are you awake in the daytime? Don't you know that owls sleep in the day because they stay awake all night? Little girl, owls are up at different times of the day. Some owls are up all night, nocturnal. Those are called night owls. And some are up all day, diurnal. No, I'm an up all. Pardon me? Diurnal. I thought that, but I didn't want to say urinal because it sounded weird.
It's not urinal. Diurnal.
Yeah. Diurnal. I'm up all day and night. I'm up day and night, and I need to be alert all the time to watch over my home and family. Well, I would move. Like, if I had to be up all day and night.
That's a lot of being up.
That is a lot of being up.
I like falling asleep because I get to dream.
Oh yes, okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I was reading Barb's. For what can an antelope say? And you were saying I like to dream, and I was like, I don't know why you dream of antelope. Little owl, what are you doing in and out of that burrow? Don't you know that owls belong in trees? Yes, I thought owls lived in trees, except for barn owls. Because they live in barns.
In the ground.
Well, that's what this one says about a burrowing owl.
Yeah.
You got your earplugs in, so you might be missing the parts where I'm saying it's a burrowing owl. Little girl. Not all owls live in trees. Some nest in trees, some nest on the ground. I nest underground in burrows made by foxes, badgers, and ground squirrels. Well, if you're living in a fox's house and he comes home, he's not being a predator. He's like, excuse me, my 3 bear friends ran into this situation. How come you're eating my porridge, and who's sleeping in my bed, and why is my chair broken? That's the Goldilocks and the 3 owls.
Or would it be 3 foxes?
It'd be 3 foxes. Well, 3 owls might walk in.
Well, but the story...
well, 4 balls is fowl. So that's pretty close. 3 would be owl if you just take the F off. I don't know why she doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Little owl, why are you eating all those bugs? Don't you know that owls only eat mice? Little girl, some owls eat mice, but others eat all different sorts of things like insects and frogs and snakes and birds. My favorite food is grasshoppers. That makes sense because grasshoppers are all around on the farm ground. Makes sense.
And there's plenty of them.
There's lots of. I ate a grasshopper one time. Did I tell you that story? I was walking through my buddy's farm, and we're talking away, and I went, "Hey!" And this grasshopper, this is because they were all over the place. The grasshopper went right into my throat and right down in there. I was like, and I tried to be like a cat. Nothing. It was already actually went into my tummy. Yep. And I was okay with it until one of my friend's little girls said, "It's probably in your tummy trying to get out right now." I'm like,
okay, don't.
Little owl, why are you running?
No.
I'm reading a
bad
book.
Tazzy. Bad.
What? I'm telling you about the little
Stories like
girl.
that do not belong recorded. They do not belong to be told.
Just
Don't tell stories like that.
It's gone out of my tummy now, for sure. Little owl, why are you running on the ground? Don't you know that owls fly high up into the air? Little girl, some owls fly way up high in the sky and perch on tall poles and trees. I swoop and hover low and run on the ground. That way I can see and catch lots of yummy bugs and mice. We'll read on the back part. Remind me to read the back part because it tells about the story. Little owl, you're so unique. Little girl, that makes two of us. And we're not alone. We share this world with humans and animals and insects and trees and plants. All are unique and we are all connected. There you go. There's a deer and a bear and a buffalo and a rabbit or a hare. I don't know the difference. I guess hares are bigger. Hares grow on you. Little girl, when you're outside exploring and come across something that you think might not belong, remember me, the burrowing owl. The owl that runs on the ground, eats bugs, and who doesn't hoot, and lives underground. He doesn't give a hoot. So here we go. Burrowing owls are an endangered species in Canada. The species has seen a steep and steady declines across Western Canada since the early 1980s, especially in the most western and eastern range of Canada, in British Columbia and in Manitoba. Projects in BC, the Burrowing Owl Conservation Society of BC and Alberta and Manitoba are working hard to help recover the species through reintroductions, habitat improvement, and education. MBORP is the Manitoba Burrowing Owl Recovery Program. MBORP. I think it's good. That's a good name. Works directly with the private landowners in southwestern Manitoba to improve lands for owls through the installation of artificial nest burrows, and the burrows provide protected homes for returning burrowing owls. So there you go. Pretty cool. And this just says Alexandra is a wildlife biologist residing near Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada, with her husband, 2 sons, and 1 cat, and two education burrowing owls, Coco and Bindi. Alex has always loved nature and animals and has pursued her dream to work with wildlife and help the species at risk since 2018. And she's the founder of MBORP. So she wrote MBORP. She made MBORP, Manitoba Burrowing Owl Recovery Program. MBORP. And Crystal is a graphic designer and artist currently living in Winnipeg. So there you go. Boop. They've been friends since 7th grade. So thank you much, Yaz, for letting me read this. And yeah. So now, let's read a book I bought today. Thank you much, Ryan and Leslie. You picked up these books for me. This is awesome. It's The Very Sleepy Bear by Nick Bland.
Hooray!
There you go. That's what because you know.
Hooray!
Yeah. But you know what? No, it's no. You can't do here. It's up here. It's
okay. Well, I have
you do
to
down
leave
here. It's
it
like
to the master.
Down here. That's not fireworks. That's get away! There's stuff. There's big bass. Put it out. And the burrowing owl is like, grr, grr, grr. No, don't my beard. Anyway, Very Sleepy Bear by Nick Bland. He wrote The Very Cranky Bear, too. You know that person, right? You know the Cranky Bear, don't you, Christy?
Intimately.
Yep. When you look in the mirror, you're like, I'm reminded of a Cranky Bear. When do you think this book was made, Miss Christy?
2017.
It is 2017, right there. I didn't even try to give you a signal. What? 2017. Winter came early, and the bear was running late. He was feeling very sleepy. It was time to hibernate. He hurried down the mountain, past the icy rocks, and never even noticed a rather sneaky fox. He's looking at the look on his face. He goes, I'm just really tired. I just want to go have a nap. These are thick pages. At last he reached his cozy cave, just in time for bed, when Fox appeared from nowhere. Good afternoon, he said. That's a book about Phil, the sleepy bear. Phil better be taking good care of you, Ewan. I couldn't help but notice that your cave is very small. There's hardly any room in here to hibernate at all. A great big bear like you, Fox said, so big and strong and brave, a creature so magnificent, deserves a bigger cave.
This poor fox. Everybody's trying to move into his,
move into his... Well, I don't think he's moved into this cave. I don't think this is the fox's cave.
Oh.
I think the fox is trying to sell him a bigger cave.
Oh.
I think that's what happened. Bigger cave for me, yawned Bear. Perhaps you could be right. I must admit this cave is getting rather tight. Today's your lucky day, said the fox. I've got just the cave for you. I'll even help you pack, he said. I've nothing else to do.
Before we go much further, I just want to, has anybody ever seen Tazzy walking away from them?
Look for the bare necessities, the
All
simple
I need to do is sew a little tail on the back of his pants, and this would look exactly like Tazz.
This is how I look.
Away.
This is how I look walking away, just like this. So Bear packed up his suitcase and gave a little wave, and left his cozy home behind to find a bigger cave. That kind of does look like me. Oh, new book. Forget your little cave, said Fox. This huge one could be yours, and heaps of room to hibernate. It's even got 2 doors. Well, it's got 2 doors because it's a tunnel. It's absolutely waterproof, free from snow and rain, and once a day at 2 o'clock, you get to see...
I don't know where...
Whoosh! A train!
I don't know where he'd sleep very safely.
No kidding.
Ding, 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 or soundly.
Hey, careful, there's an ant on that track. Call back to another book. Who are you calling cranky? No, this is Sleepy Bear, Phil. Now I'm calling you cranky. I called Miss Christy cranky, and she's like, yep. Not today, you're not cranky. Just when I keep asking for a puppy, 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 a puppy. The fox was smiling nervously, and Bear just shook his head. I'm feeling very sleepy. I'm going home, he said. You're so very big, said Fox, and your cave is so very small. You need a bigger cave. A cave that's nice and, a cave that's nice and, oh, look at that. That little stinker's hiding right there. A cave that's nice and tall. This one's made out of wood, not a train in sight. It's a big tree. Do you know they looked at 2 other things before? So the first cave, the second cave, and this makes tree. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna branch out my jokes like that if that's okay.
Grown.
Yeah, it's grown for sure because it started out as a little sapling and then it's grown. Oh,
Peeking out of the tree there.
I don't know. It looks like there might be some things peeking out of the tree. Okay, let's keep reading the book. Never mind the bat, the fox said. They'll go out at night. Fox was smiling nervously, and the bear just shook his head. There's no rhyming there. I don't know, that bothered me. I'm feeling very sleepy. I'm going home, he said. Oh, that's fine. But wait! There's another cave if that one's not for you. If that one's not for you, says the fox. It's got a sandy floor, said Fox, and a lovely ocean view. Well, if it's gonna...
Oh, it looks pretty.
It does look pretty. I'll take it, said Sleepy Bear, and shook the fox's hand. He took his favorite pillow out and curled up in the sand. Just as Bear was nodding off, inside his brand new cave came a splishy splashy sound, and then came a wave.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why they call it a wave. It should be when it goes away, it should be a wave. Because when you're coming towards somebody, don't wave. It's when you're going away.
I've waved at people as they walk towards them.
That's to give them warning. It's me, Christy. Bear was cold and cranky and very, very tired. He packed his little suitcase up and said, I'm going home, he sighed. When Bear arrived back home at last, ready for his bed, Fox and all his little friends were there, living there instead. Please don't throw us out, said Fox. We're all so very small, you'll hardly even notice us if we're living here at all. No, so Fox wanted the thing for himself. Well, today's your lucky day, said Bear as he laid upon the floor. Wake me up in spring, he said. And by the way...
It's because the owls took all the...
took all the fox's places. Wake me up in spring, he said. And by the way, I snore. Oh, nom, 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 honey. Nom,
Yeah,
nom,
that's
nom,
what you
nom.
sound like when you sleep.
Oh, puppy, 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 puppy. The fox is outside living under them. There you go. Miss Christie and I go camping with the two of you, and Bears would have leave us alone because there'd already be two bear there. Aylin saying that if we went camping with if you and Aylin went with Phil and I, be like, that's it. There you go. So there you go. Very sleepy bear.
We'll just dress you up in like brown fuzzy pajamas.
That's it. Brown fuzzy pajamas
And
on the outside.
yes.
Yeah, because I've got pajamas that have like furry stuff on the inside because they're very warm.
Yes.
Like, there you go. There you go. So there you go. A couple of books. Little Owl, Little Owl. What did we learn? What did we learn today? Well, we learned that Alexandria created Morp, and that the burrowing owls are endangered species. So we have to be very careful about that. And that Alex and Crystal have been friends since 7th grade. So there you go. That's cool.
She's worked in. She was talking about southwestern Manitoba.
Yeah.
And I bet she knows some of the places that I know very well.
Oh yeah, because you're from south eastern Saskatchewan.
Correct, but I also did an archaeological field school in southwestern Manitoba.
Oh, that's right too. That's right. You're an archaeological digger lady.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's why she dug up this antique, right there. Mike Keller, how are you, buddy? Mike's a comic book guy. If you need comic books, you can go to that guy. And then we read Very Sleepy Bear, talking about Mike. Very Sleepy Bear, right there. So we read that, and the fox just trying to get the bear out of his cave. And I guess what this book taught us is that maybe something might be a little small, and if somebody tries to convince you to go somewhere else, and you might end up right back where you were before because you were happiest where you were. That's what I learned from those two books. That's what happened was. We ended up right back here. We should go because it's been 32 minutes and 55 seconds. Most of that, me telling you stories that you didn't need to hear. So I'm wearing my toque because it's cold. Tomorrow, remember, plug in your car and dress warm tomorrow because tomorrow morning is supposed to be minus 48 to minus 50 with the wind chill. That's cold, Miss Christy. It doesn't matter where you are.
Correct.
It's cold.
You're allowed to complain about that.
I complain about whenever I'm cold because that's what I do. Anyways, I'm also complaining because I don't have a puppy. If we had a puppy, we wouldn't need blankets. Science. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. May your dreams be cheery and your dreams be bright. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. May your dreams be so silly till the morning light. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Good night, Justin and Yaz, Aylin and Phil and Barb and Rob and Mike and everybody else, Albert and Barb, the other Barb, lots of Barb. I'll just say Barb, all Barbs. There you go. Good night, Miss Christy. Lots of love from Miss Christy and I. And remember, in a world where you can choose to be anything you want, can you please choose to be kind? It's very easy to be kind. All you have to do is do nice things. It's very easy to be kind to people that are being kind to you, but the challenge is to be kind to people that aren't being kind to you. So take that challenge and do your best to do that. So there you go. Puppy?
No.
She said maybe.